Do you want to do more to make impact? How we serve others and our world is how we pay our rent for being here. So get ready to learn how you can make a difference by simply choosing to live and lead with a socially conscious mindset. In this episode of Passion for Impact, I get to have a candid conversation with the fabulous Missy McIntosh, CEO of MisMack Clean Cosmetics, including Glitter Envy, an environmentally friendly glitter that she launched on Earth Day in 2018, the first to feature that in Canada. From her grassroots startup in her basement to being featured in Cosmopolitan, Huffington Post, Daily Mail, Wedlux, and Holler magazine, Missy is impact in the beauty industry, and as you will hear, even beyond. Ready to be inspired? Ready to take action on your passion? Here we go.
This is the Passion for Impact podcast with speaker, trainer, and socially conscious advocate Trisha Miltimore.
Thank you for joining in this Passion for Impact podcast, where we have one clear goal: to educate, empower, and elevate social consciousness in people, business, and teams. Be sure to subscribe to receive links to featured companies, people, and offers. To subscribe, visit passionigniter.ca/podcast. Today, very excited, Missy from MisMack Clean Cosmetics is on the show. Now, she is an internationally acclaimed makeup artist and educator with over 15 years of experience. Missy is also a fiery entrepreneur with a strong drive for socially conscious impact. In 2016, this woman fell head over heels in love with clean beauty, but noticed that some products did not hold up to the professional standards. So she took matters into her own hands and created the first professional performing clean makeup line, MisMack Clean Cosmetics. From grassroots to fast growth, Missy is showing up as a leader in the beauty industry and a champion for social change. Missy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Trisha. I am just so honored to be here with you today.
Well, I'm really glad you're able to make it on the call today because you've had a very busy, you're in Vancouver right now.
I am as we speak, yep.
Yeah, so you had a great morning and we're here. So I'm just really excited to share with everyone your story because I think it's just, it's so inspirational, but there's so much of it that I think people can extrapolate for themselves as they move forward with their passion and impact. So let's dive into your story. And then also, probably should find out or let everyone know MisMack Clean Cosmetics. Like, what does that mean? What is it essentially?
Yeah, so we are a high pigmented, high performance, clean brand. So I like to say we are small, but man, we are mighty. We only have 42 SKUs, but what our quote is, your only limitation is your imagination. So really inspiring artists and consumers to think outside of the box and how to use products in multiple ways. So we're not over consuming and shrinking our makeup bag, but still able to ignite our creativity and create some amazing looks or keep it very simple if we need to. So when I got into clean beauty, I loved the integrity and the values of it, but I really, for that passionate artist who loves color and who loves pigment, there just wasn't any options for us out there. And I knew that I needed to be the first to create MisMack, which is an abbreviation of my name, Missy McIntosh. It was an internet handle that I used years ago. When I first made it, I was like, if I ever had my own cosmetics company, that's what I would call it. But who does that? I'm a small town girl from Salmon Arm, BC. I actually live in the outskirts in a town called Canoe. Most Canadian name ever, I like to say, but I don't live in a canoe. Don't get that mixed up. And it just was a passion within me to start a company. And it's always been a dream of mine to have my own cosmetics line. But again, who does that? And as the industry have changed, I actually have a big background in makeup forever. That's where I started my cosmetic retailing in Calgary right out of school. I went in and I did counter management with them for about a year. And then I was headhunted by Shoppers Beauty Boutique to manage what was then the largest boutique in Western Canada and the first one to have Makeup Forever in Western Canada as well. At the age of 21, I was one of their youngest managers at the time in Calgary. And it was really cool to still have following that Makeup Forever sort of path. And my rep and my boss who hired me at Makeup Forever is Heather Nightingale. And she's been a huge, important person in my life from since I was 19 out of school. And it's really crazy, the full circle. So when I did that, we decided to move home from Calgary because we actually had a miscarriage. I think it's very important to talk about those things because I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason and gets you on the path that you need to be, happy or sad. And I just didn't think that I could do makeup artistry in a small town. Like, who would pay for that? So I stepped out. I did travel for a little bit, managed a travel agency. In fact, I was going to buy it. That was going to be my thing. But makeup just like really stuck with me. And it was once you do one wedding, you do more and more and more. And I had to make a decision of where I really wanted to go and where I wanted to follow my path. So in 2014, I left and to do makeup artistry full time in the Okanagan. And I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea where I was going to go. I met an amazing photographer and we were known as the dream team. And in fact, as I like to say, as fate would have it, they hired myself in April to do the first campaigns for Portia Ella before the store in Winnipeg was built. So they sent me the kits of the products that I needed to use. And I really went in like being a Makeup Forever artist and having like these high expectations when you go to clean, like no one talked about that in that was 2016. No one was talking about clean. People were understanding a little bit about, is it vegan? Is it cruelty free? What does that mean? But no one was really like investigating what these big, long like words were on the back of the beauty products until the sort of pivot was starting happening at that time. And I was like, wow, like Portia Ella really did open my eyes to realize that this industry is crazy. Like it is technically self-regulated and it hasn't been updated since 1948. And I was just like floored. But being an artist and having kind of like a preconceived notion that these products were not going to hold up to my standards when you go in, and same with my clients, the same sort of, mindset around it. I really did fall in love and I knew that I could make them, like I could bring forth a clean pro line if I could find a manufacturer, a chemist that's willing to work with me to start from the ground up. And through the power of networking I did, we're made in Manitoba. And I was just like, we're going to do this. I have no idea how. I'm not a business person. I've never built products. I have never really technically, I don't know what a business plan was. Like, who needs that? I'm a makeup artist, right? And I just did it. I figured it out. I made a huge hit with my manufacturer, and the rest was sort of history. So when I was on my way to my manufacturer for the first time in 2017. I was making my list of all of the products and all the collections that I want. And I love glitter. Glitter is like, it makes me so happy just to look at it. I use it a lot for stage. I worked with Opera Kelowna for 5 years, and I always incorporate some sort of glitter or crystals into my work. And I kid you not, I was in the Calgary airport and a viral video was going around, and I was on social media. I was looking at Facebook, of course, and it was going around how glitter is classified as litter and it's hurting our eco waterways. And scientists are pushing hard for a worldwide ban because it's like those, remember those like microplastics that were in like toothpaste and like in like scrubs, and they banned
Yes.
those. Yeah. So glitter is actually classified as the same. And I was like, oh no. So I get to my manufacturer, we sit down and I'm like, and I want a glitter line. And she's like, yeah, hard no. Because it's plastic. But I'm like, I know, I saw, but she's like, leave it with me. Let me see what we can do. There has to be let me just see what I can do. So a few months later, she sent me samples of biodegradable glitter. And after much research, I could not believe that there was no other brand in Canada at a retail level offering an eco-friendly option. So I knew that we needed to be the first. I'm so proud to say that we are still the first brand to have a biodegradable cosmetic glitter at a retail level. So we launched that in September 2018. Told the world. We actually started pre-orders on Earth Day of 2018, even before I had packaging. And it came out September 5th, 2018, while I was still working on the full line. So the full line dropped May 10th of 35 SKUs, and MisMack was up and running as of May 10th, 2019, and it's been a wild ride. So in fact, talk about full circle. I know I talk about Makeup Forever quite a bit and how impactful they have been in my life and as an artist. And Heather Nightingale is actually now our executive sales educator and artist. So she is now part of Team MisMack, which is just a surreal full circle moment.
Wow.
And then today we actually went live with the founder of Makeup Forever, Danny Sands, to get her feedback on MisMack. And that's why we're in Vancouver now, so we could go live together with her. She's in Paris, we're here. And she was wearing all the products. Her feedback was just like, I was bawling by the end of it. And just to think that happened an hour ago was like it still gives me goosebumps. So just the full circle of what we're doing and what we're building, and stuff that happens to you in your past, you just don't really think about like how it comes back around to you, and it's just a surreal moment right now.
Wow, that is an incredible story.
Thank you.
I always like to dive a little bit deeper into the rest is history part, because
Yeah.
for many people, for many people
Please do.
listening, they're like, "Oh, wow, she had a really cool idea for a makeup line, and she had some history in makeup, and then she went and saw a manufacturer, and now she's selling it online in retail stores." Woo!
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, for so many people, it is so hard to go from idea to doing.
It
So
is.
tell me about the bridge between thinking I can do this to like, and I'm sure there's that level of investment and having to
Yep.
sign contracts.
Yep.
That part, tell me about that part and
Yeah.
how you got through that, what lessons you learned.
Yeah, I mean, it's if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. That's like my quote I say in like not if it was easy, everyone would be doing that. And how do you take it from a dream and make it into a reality? I'm the type of person that I don't give up. Like when I'm focused on something, I keep going, even if I make a mistake, because I believe that if you don't fail, you can't move forward, right? You'll be stuck in this, this sort of limbo. So failing forward is something that I'm in, used to now. I have to say, I guess, and having the help of the team, like of my manufacturer, of my support group, of Google, like I figured everything out through Google, to be quite honest, of like, where do we get packaging? Okay, great. Formulation, great. I totally believe my chemist is awesome. But now it's like the whole packaging side of things. And then getting the design together of like from my head to like, and making sure that I have the right people aligned with me that understand what we're doing. And, it was a lot of life lessons in building MisMack for sure happened. It's not an easy journey going from this to this. Like even just looking at packaging, right? Like where do you go? How do you know if it's like being made in a safe way? Is it like on par, ethics, all of that thing? And it takes a lot of asking the questions, and trusting your gut instinct too, right? Is learning to listen to your intuition, because usually it's right. So
That is
it,
very true. And I
yeah,
find a lot of entrepreneurs or leaders will say to themselves in the beginning, well, I don't have the experience, so I shouldn't really trust my gut. But hands down, even without experience, your gut is
totally.
telling you the right direction. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I 100% yeah, I 100% agree with that. And I think like when you're like you don't know what you don't know until you do it. Really. Like even like
Yes.
how would you like building a how would anyone have experience in building a cosmetics line unless you've done it, right? So I don't know anyone that's built a cosmetics line before. So I really was like I had my manufacturer to talk to, but I had like friends and family don't understand, especially if they're not an entrepreneurial mindset. So it's finding those people that get it. Like Heather is amazing. She gets it. She's like, and makeup wise too. So not only she actually built like she was one of the very first Canadian educators when Makeup Forever came to Canada in 1998, I believe. So she built Makeup Forever in Canada. So she's like, now we're just doing it the same way with MisMack, and it's finding the right people, who believe in it as much as you do too. Yeah, it's a crazy journey, that's for sure. But I agree. I do agree with that. And you just do it. And if you fail, I think embracing failure as like, okay, now I'm gonna level up. You know what I mean? Like failure, you can look at it two ways. It's gonna either, you look at the negative or you look at the positive, and you always have to look at it as a lesson. That's how I look at it. And how can I do better? If I didn't fail, I couldn't grow and become the person that I am today, and keep pushing. This is your
How do
dream. No
you
one else is going to build it.
That is true, right? Only you have the vision. And I love your point about family and friends. I don't think we should rely on family and friends for our understanding our vision or
Yeah,
even supporting it because sometimes they just don't get it.
they don't
So
get it. Yeah, I'm very grateful.
finding
I actually Sassy J, which is one of our colors and our lipsticks, was actually designed by my best friend, and she gets an entrepreneurial mindset. Like she understands business, and she was a huge help like building MisMack at the beginnings, and now she has her own lipstick color that she designed and named. And but then I have some who just don't get the entrepreneurial, and that's fine. And I also think it's accepting that too. Because like if you're trying to explain to someone who doesn't have an entrepreneurial mindset what your vision is and they don't understand, you can't take that personal. Like it's okay to not have the same mindset as someone else and find the right ones that do and then talk to them.
Very true. And as a expert now in failure, as you kind of put it,
Yes.
which I think is fabulous,
I'm
right?
gonna add that to my resume. Yeah.
Yeah. Expert in failing. So as an expert in failure, how do you know that the failure is a lesson to move forward with versus to tweak and move in a different direction?
Yes, I think that's a great. Again, it's your instinct. Yeah, trusting that gut feeling of like something needs to change. Something needs to change and we need to pivot or okay, I'm not going to get that again. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think that
Mm.
that's you kind of have to trust your instinct on which way to go. If it's not working, something needs to change. But if it's like a failure, let's say in packaging, the product's great packaging, and I say this because with our Gaia glosses, it's an eco-friendly hard plastic, and if you overturn it, it will completely shatter on you. So I call it first launch problems. We're just about done with this packaging, and we're working on the new ones. It's so exciting, but I remember like I had a full on panic attack when they came out with the glitters, and my girlfriend, because of course your family and friends who support you at first, she sent me a picture of this lid completely shattered and busted. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to have to recall all of them. I just can't even believe this. This is terrible. Then my husband jokes about Miss Crack. And I'm like, no, because people could pick that up and that could be a thing. Right? Like, no, don't joke about that. And it was just like, no, like my support system, it was great. They're like, no, just, you know what? It's education. We just need to educate our consumers to not completely close the lid and they'll be fine. So you have to handle it with care. If you over twist it, well, it'll spider crack on you and then it's done. So it's just educating and really being transparent of like, okay, this is what will happen. Please do not do that. And I think, but if I was to recall it, I wouldn't have embraced that failure and be able to talk about it now, right? Because if you don't, you have to get over perfectionism too. And that was really hard for me at the beginning because I'm a makeup artist. I'm a very perfectionist when it comes to my art. And when building MisMack, that's my name. So being a perfectionist in the business and the products that I'm building, I had to kind of let that go at that moment with the Gaia Gloss and being like, it's okay to not be perfect and to still move forward and to keep going.
I love that because people get so stuck in the perfection side of
Yeah,
things.
you do, and then you go nowhere, and then nothing gets built, and nothing moves forward.
Not to mention, it's exhausting.
Yes, it is.
So you now are building the business. You're moving forward. Things are happening very rapidly. Tell me about building your team. Big part of the
Yes.
show is helping teams and leaders in their passion for impact. How do you integrate the impact side of things in the business as you grow and bring on new team members?
Yes. It's a very exciting time for us. Heather and I are actually building our makeup artistry training, our education, and educating makeup artists and people who are wanting to get into the business to become makeup artists on clean beauty. And then also the fundamentals and the practical side of actually a makeup application. And how I've built my team is through my students who have taken my course. I teach privately one-on-one. I've been a closet. I say this in quotations. I've been a closet educator for the past 5 years. I've never really marketed it until last year, really. And even then I still we haven't launched it officially on MisMack. It's still on my personal website of Missy Macintosh Makeup Artistry. And now we're shifting that because they're the people, it's finding the people who understand what you're doing and what you're building, and who are all in just as much as you are and see where this is going. And having the students that are all in and who get it, it's like this little community. We're building our tribe, basically. I like to say like we are like the Makeup Forever of the clean beauty world. We were really building our tribe of artists, of educators in the clean beauty world. And it's very exciting to see. It's nice not to be a soloist anymore, to have like a team to build, because you can't level up without a team. there's no I in team, right? And it can be a scary thing, especially because I'm a new entrepreneur and we're still in the startup phases. It can be a scary thing to maybe have someone that you hire, and then are they going to see the return on investment? Are they going to be with you all the way? Um, yeah, it's really cool to like build passionate artists and to support one another. And I think it's building so much more than just a team. It's like life skills that we're teaching, because makeup stays with you no matter where. And who knows, maybe one of my students will build their own brand one day. You never know.
That's very cool. And I love the idea of like mentorship, right? It's full
Yeah.
circle. You've experienced it. It'll probably end up happening with you in the future.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
such an impact level in your business in that not only is it like recyclable packaging or, conscious packaging, but of course the glitter that does compostable, did you say?
Biodegradable. Yep. Yes.
Biodegradable.
Yes. It
So
needs to go in the
essentially,
compost.
yeah, nice. That's it's very cool. I
Thank
haven't
you.
really played around with glitter, but I just might have to do
Oh, you
that.
should. I'll teach you all the things. I'll
Oh,
teach you how to use it.
okay, because I'm scared of glitter, but
Fair.
I
It's
think
fair. That's fair. Glitter's a hard,
I'm
hard one, but once you
right.
get
But I
it,
just want you to know I'm willing to get out of my comfort zone and try that.
perfect. Awesome.
But so you not only have like the packaging, but of course the clean beauty side of things. And then what I really admire is you're adding another element. You're saying, okay, how can I use my platform to actually make a difference? You've chosen actually a local organization. So companies
Yes.
can use local or international. There's so many different ways of doing this, but tell me about how you give back locally.
Yes. Yes. So we just launched actually an amazing new lipstick shade that was actually designed by my 94-year-old grandma. She's Gigi, great grandma to my son. Her name's Patty May, is the lipstick color name that she has designed. Her name is Patricia May. And this color is very obviously dear to my heart because you always remember your grandma wearing lipstick, right? Like she always had her lipsticks. And we actually went through her purse of lipsticks to make sure that we found the perfect shade that was hers. That was very important, that I wanted it to make sure that it was her lipstick that we're recreating into a MisMack shade. And a way that we wanted it to be way more impactful than just a lipstick shade. We wanted to be able to give back and help other families. And we are doing $5. So every $5 from every Patty May sold is going to Habitat for Humanity Okanagan. So it's the MisMack family helping deserving families build forever homes. And I didn't know this. I'm not my like blood grandparents passed away when I was very young, and they were in Florida. And I didn't know that my grandpa in the 90s helped build Habitat for Humanity in Northport. And I wouldn't have known that story if this collaboration didn't happen. So it's so cool. Again, full circle. Who would have thought that? And it was really important to us to be able to, because family is so important. That's Macintosh. Like our name is just family is everything to us. And for us to help other families have homes and a safe home, we're so proud and honored to be giving back to this amazing organization.
I love that. I think the biggest part of living a socially conscious mindset is in business, using your platform for what it could be anything. It could be selling blankets, it could
Yeah,
be selling makeup or whatever it is, and being able
totally.
to use an element of that to make a difference in something that you're passionate about. So,
Thank you.
congratulations for
Thank
doing that.
you. Thank you so much. So she'll be officially launched at headquarters HQ, which is my home office, next week. So it'll be available within the Okanagan. So it's available at Portia Ella in Kelowna at Orchard Park Shopping Center, the Beauty Bar in Vernon, Market 3023 in Vernon, which is our first MisMack mini store within a storefront. So that's direct with us, and Chatelaine Medi Spa. So when they have postings, we just did the tour. We're posting it tomorrow, the Habitat for Humanity Restore tour of the promo, big blow up picture of myself and Gigi and information on Patty May. So we have this awesome little video of us touring around Penticton, dropping off all these signs. So we'll be dropping that tomorrow
Oh, I
on
love it.
Friday.
Local
Yeah.
impact. Now, a lot
Yeah.
of people listening to this podcast are actually from all over the world.
Amazing.
So, yeah, so if people are interested in learning more about your company and about the products, they can go online to mismack.com. It's MisMack.com. And where are you shipping to right now?
Yes, we ship within North America. We do have a little bit of shipping to Europe, but please reach out if we are looking I think we're going to actually proceed the European area next in terms of distribution. So we will be there very soon because I know shipping to Europe is expensive. So my main focus is North America. But you can always reach us. Like I say, I'm only a message away on social media, email, everything. So anything is figure outable, right?
Ooh, I like that. Figure outable. That could be your book one day.
Yeah,
Figure
right?
outable.
Figure outable.
Yeah.
I'll make that a word.
I'm
That's a
gonna.
real word.
I think I would like a copy of that. Right. I want to be one in the pre-launch. Okay, so I
Okay,
can
deal.
get heads up on that.
Awesome. Deal. Done.
Sounds good. Oh, I love that. Okay, so MisMack.com for anyone who's interested. And the thing too, I think is so important is that for any startup company, you almost, especially when it comes to shipping, because you know socially conscious products, it's not Amazon. It's not like you get this Prime and you get this. That's not really how business works for 99% of companies in the world.
Totally.
So if people are interested and they express the interest, it just helps for startup companies to leverage that interest and know that it's good to invest in shipping to this place or that place. So I encourage anyone listening who's interested and wants to try some stuff out to definitely connect with you. And it's how we all make a vote for a socially conscious mindset in
Absolutely.
our consumerism too.
Voting,
So
exactly, voting with a dollar. So then, and I was talking about this. So every Tuesday, myself and Heather go live. It's called the Talk Tuesday Show. We go live and we talk about a different topic. And this week we were talking about how the impact of when you purchase a MisMack product, it's not just that you're supporting us, you're supporting a female chemist in Manitoba, you're supporting a local graphic designer, you're supporting a local print shop. And it really, like, you think about all the steps and all the local businesses that are supported when you purchase a local product. The impact is huge, actually.
it really is, and it helps you to leverage. So I think that is
Yeah.
very important. Okay, so you have created this line of product. You have worked with a manufacturer, a chemist. I mean, there's so much that is in that ball of that statement, and so much has happened.
Thank you so
What
much.
is happening when you think of 5 years from now? Like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
is the vision for 5 years from now?
The vision for 5 years, I want to be global. Like I say, I want to be like the Makeup Forever of the clean beauty world. So having training academies, having MisMack mini storefronts, and building that tribe. So I see us being there within 5 to 10 years. So probably might happen faster than we know. But yeah, I want to be a global household name that people can trust between makeup artistry as well as the average lifestyle everyday person.
I love it. I like that you're so relatable on your videos and in social media. And that's how I started following you. I'm like,
Oh,
who is
yay.
Missy? And what has she
Aw,
got going on? This is
thank
exciting.
you. That means so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And you have a YouTube channel. People can follow you on Instagram as well. Do you want to share those handles?
Yes. So Instagram, we're MisMack. So MisMack Cosmetics. On YouTube, oh, I believe we're MisMack Clean Cosmetics on YouTube. I believe that's correct. And then Facebook is MisMack Clean Cosmetics. Very important. It's only one S. Some people get that confused if there's two, but there's only one.
Only one S. Okay.
Only one S.
Duly noted, right?
Julie.
Let's talk about your personal life experience because I believe there's no difference between our professional life and personal life in terms of how, life is just life. And
Yeah.
there's ups and downs, and one affects the other. This probably has been taken over your world in many ways, as entrepreneurialism can do.
Yeah. Yes.
You're married. You
I
have a
am.
son. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. I have a 9.5-year-old son.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So, what kind of tell us a little bit about that journey and advice you have for people who are trying to do all
Yeah.
these different roles.
Yeah, it's definitely I think you can still hear the struggle in my voice. I have a struggle. I have a hard
Mhm.
time balancing, and I know my husband can agree that I am a workaholic because when you're working on something you love, it doesn't feel like work and you could be doing it all the time, but it's important to stop, put the phone away and focus on the moments that matter and being present. So I'm really trying to focus on that. COVID has helped a lot, I have to say, with just having that family time again. it was really important and needed. And I think also having them involved. So my son Evan has actually named our Magic Violet art shadow. He really wanted that name somewhere. He actually wanted a purple glitter, but that wasn't going to happen at this point in time. So I was like, do you know what? You have a purple eyeshadow. Would you like to name it? And he's so proud. He's loves being in photo shoots. I've done his makeup a few times, and he's just when he talks about MisMack, you can see he's just the sparkle in his eyes and how excited. And it's so cool for me to sit back and be like, my son is watching his mom make his dreams come true. And he sees the hustle and the hard work that it takes to get to make it happen. And the fact that he's at a time in his life where he will remember it. If I was to build it when he was really young, he wouldn't have got to see or be part of really like a memory in his mind of mom building MisMack and seeing the ups and the downs and shipping from our house and help packing orders and learning what dimensions are for weighing and shipping. And it's a really cool moment. And then to bring in Gigi, to bring in Patty May into all of it. And I also have Bow. Our lipstick Bow is actually named after my niece Bowen. So it's as pink as a bow. So that's why it's like a bubblegum pink and named after her. So it's just really important to have your family involved in some way. So yeah,
You're really modeling to follow through with a vision that matters to you and that there is hard work behind it.
yeah. Thank you. I
But
appreciate that.
I totally get that. Not every day is easy as an entrepreneur when we're trying to balance the many roles we
Yeah.
have. And I think it's important too that everyone knows to reach out for support
Yeah.
and
And
even though we want to do it all, but sometimes it's not
exactly. And
possible.
it's okay and sometimes in your life, like it's okay to not be okay. Like
Mm,
a friend of mine in Salmon Arm is a life coach now, and his story is pretty surreal about addiction and everything. And now he's completely sober. And his major saying is like, it's okay to not be okay and to reach out for help. And because as a female, I feel like as a mom to have all those hats, like we sometimes get in our head that we need to be strong all the time and we need to have no down days. We just need to keep going, keep going, keep going. But that's how burnout happens, right? And
right.
to be vulnerable, that's a big thing for me this year is to learn to be vulnerable and to say that I am not okay today and to just I just need a day to unwind and that it's okay to embrace that. It's okay and it's okay to be vulnerable.
I tell my kids, mommy needs to recalibrate.
Yeah, recalibrate. Yeah. So
You need to give me a space or it's not going to look good. So,
exactly.
yeah.
And now with COVID and we're teaching and yeah, there's no separation. Luckily, wow, man, my son's amazing. Like he understands and he's very independent and he's very respectful of my space and understanding when I have to work, I'm working, and then when I'm not working, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
The different boundaries more than
exactly,
balance. Yeah.
totally.
So, can you offer two pieces of advice? I know I'm totally putting you on the spot right now, but for someone listening who has an idea and it's something that just won't go away, they've always thought about it, but they're just scared to take the plunge or even take the next step. Two things of advice that you would suggest from your own experience in your
Mhm.
startup to get them rolling, and it could be like starting a t-shirt company, or again, it could be anything. But what would you suggest to them? Two tips.
Yeah. So one is to no one's going to make your dreams happen but you. So you
Mm,
need to take action. Even if it's just one step. You find the printing, perfect. You find out the pricing, great. And then you find funds to get it going, awesome. Like I always like to say consistency compounds. Like sometimes when you're doing something and you're doing it consistently, it feels like you're not going anywhere, but honestly, it is compounding and it will get there. So take action, be consistent, and it will happen.
nice. Okay. I think that's really important too, because people think they have to be all in or nothing and
Yeah.
go crazy. And like, you don't actually have to get that $100,000 loan to
No.
start
No,
something.
no, you
In,
don't.
yeah, in my experience, it's start smaller
Yes.
investments and build as you go. And don't worry about what could happen. When it
Exactly.
happens, then you worry about it. If
That's
that makes
exactly
sense.
correct. And I'm always a
Right.
big believer in talk about it. Talk about what your vision is. Like I'm going to build a line. And I the for me like when I start saying those words out of my head, like out of my mouth, then I'm making myself accountable for those words. So it's like, if I say I'm going to build it, then I better will start. Like if I'm saying these things, I don't want to disappoint myself because I've already put it out there that I'm doing this. Like another thing too is I actually applied for Dragon's Den last month, which people have been telling me for over a year, you should apply on Dragon's Den, you should apply on Dragon's Den. And I did. Finally, it just came to me, 2 hours, done, submit. And now it's like, I've applied to Dragon's Den. Now I can talk about it and I can visualize it happening and manifesting it. So, because when you talk, something happens with your brain, like the manifestation side of things start happening. Whether you see it or not, they do start happening when you start talking about your dreams and what you want to do. And then you just need to take the one step at a time.
One step. And don't you find when you start talking about it and start thinking about it consciously like that, it's almost like you open it up to the universe to start providing.
Absolutely.
I know it sounds a little fluffy, but I truly believe it.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, this has been such a great conversation. So many nuggets in here that I think people can really use. So I really appreciate that because that's the whole point of Passion for Impact.
Awesome.
As we kind of close it all off, what is the best wisdom that you have ever received?
Ooh.
I know. I love putting people on the spot.
My
Just joking.
Goodness.
Something that you really like constantly go back to and like think about all the time as you navigate the waters in your own life.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think I will say a word of wisdom is, I guess, Danny Sands, who's the founder of Maker Forever. She always says, why not? Like, why not? Why couldn't that happen? Why couldn't you do that? So when you have a dream, say to yourself, well, why not? Why couldn't it happen? You just need to take action. So I think that always stems to me because I always say, like, for at the beginning, it was like, well, one day. And now that one day is here. So now I changed that one day to why not? So why not make your dreams happen?
Those are big words. I love it.
Yeah.
Very powerful. Thank you. Okay. I know that you also have a gift for anyone listening if they want to get online and check out your products as well at MisMack.com. And it is a discount. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes. So for your listeners, we would like to offer a 20% discount on your next order. So use promo code PASSION in your checkout and your discount will be applied.
Nice. So MisMack.com, use PASSION as the promo code and you will receive 20% off clean beauty that is made with love, supporting entrepreneurs, supporting chemists, supporting digital designers, and of course, supporting a socially conscious cause. So that is pretty cool.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's been such a great honor to chat with you this last 45 minutes.
I know it's been fun. Thank you too, Missy. You take care.
If you love learning how to live and lead in a conscious and fulfilling way and find this show rewarding, please share with your friends, rate and review this podcast. Your review makes a big difference in helping to get the message out. Thank you for listening, and remember, cast your vote, make your impact one socially conscious choice at a time.
Thank you for listening to the Passion for Impact podcast. Visit passionigniter.ca/podcast to subscribe for episode notes, links, and special offers from show guests. Cast your vote, make your impact, one socially conscious choice at a time.